Awesome. So just to let you know, you are being recorded right now. The video has started. Is that alright with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome, cool. So, quick tips before I actually start breaking down what's going on. Your aim is really good. You know how to aim. You've got pretty decent pre-aiming. You hit a lot of really good shots in this game, so you don't really need to worry about that aspect. I can tell that you've definitely done some aim training, or you're very comfortable with mouse and keyboard. And yeah, that's really good. Like you hit some really clean shots. You were carrying your team this game when it came to kills specifically, right? So, like you said, we need to work on two things. I think what's really weak with you right now is decision making. You're making some right decisions, but a lot of wrong decisions, and I'll show you what I mean by that, as well as your game sense. And game sense is a bit odd because those two go hand in hand. So your game sense will influence your decision making, and your decision making is based on your game sense, right? So
Right.
so if you improve one, you naturally improve the other. So if we start the video right now, it's a buffering. No, it's not. Okay. So here, in your first pistol round, right? One thing I'll add, as you climb up the ranks, you might want to start making your crosshair just slightly smaller. If this is what you're comfortable with, it's not that deep. But
I changed it. I changed it. Literally in the video. After like a couple of rounds, I ended up just changing it to 1422.
yeah, so a smaller crosshair is a bit odd to move around because obviously you don't have as much sort of assist to know where your center of your screen is, but it will help you in the long run because there's less screen clutter. So your pistol round is pretty decent. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. So during the video, I see you holding angles like this. Sometimes you are moving, sometimes you're standing still. You know, obviously you've seen videos. Standing still makes you a really easy target. In gold, not so much, but once you hit diamond, where people are really comfortable with their aim or their game sense, standing still is going to get you killed a lot. So always make sure you're just jittering side to side to make yourself a harder target. Besides that, yeah, you take a few pot shots. This is really good. The kill you get on Cypher here is really good.
I saw his feet through his one way. Like at the bottom, you could see him. I don't know if it's very clear in the VOD, but I saw his feet there.
Yeah, so this is overall a really good pistol round. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. I want you to do something for me right now, okay? You're gonna boot
Mm-hmm.
up Valorant, and I want you
Mm-hmm.
to unbind your tab key.
Like actually just
Like actually
alright.
unbind your tab key, because this entire game, as I was watching this in the morning and I've seen this video 3 times over now, you are progressively shifting between a state where you're really tilted and not playing very well, and when you
Yeah.
calm down because you get a few kills and you sort of get back into the focus of it, right? So I
Yeah.
want you to unbind your tab key, and this is the lesson I'm going to teach everyone I coach, and it's really important to remember this. There's two things you want to tell yourself before you start any ranked game. Number one, your teammates are the worst Valorant players you've ever met in your life, whether you know them or not. Unless they can prove to you they know how to play the game, you have to assume that statistically speaking, you're the best player on the team, okay?
Mhm.
Number two, the enemy team is either 5 Smurfs or they're 5 of the best players in that elo that you'll ever have. And the reason you want to make these assumptions is you're going to tilt way less when the enemy team gets a lucky one tap on you, and you're going to tilt way less when you see how bad your teammates are. I don't want to give shit on anyone playing this game. Everyone is learning at their own pace, but there are disparities in skill in the same ranked region. So long as you know that you're the best player on your team, you're going to play better. So long as you don't assume that the enemy team is bad just because they're gold or something, you're going to play better, all right?
Right.
And the reason I want you to unbind your tab key is because I guarantee you, before and during every single round in this match, you look at your tab key at least once. And it's a trait that all Valorant players have, and it's something that can very easily tilt you. And it doesn't need to tilt you straight away. Over the course of the match, it will tilt you.
No, this match I got pretty tilted. I don't normally get this mad. I think it was like a combination of like I don't know. I kind of this is probably my worst map. Like I despise this map, and then also I don't know. My friend just had a really bad game
Yeah,
on this one. He's normally like he doesn't play this game much, but his aim's usually really good. So there's been some games he's actually like put me on his back just with his aim. But this game I guess he just had a shit game. I don't know. I
yeah.
wasn't too mad
So
about that.
so I realize that, but like whenever you click tab, I saw you were having a bit of a go of your teammates. That's a regular occurrence. Everyone does it. You don't need to feel bad about
Yeah.
it. If anyone says that they don't flame, they're absolutely lying. They'll either type in chat. or they'll say
I
something out loud to someone next to them. Like it happens to everyone.
Normally I try not to flame them out loud, but like I think the KO I did just because I don't know. I think that guy said something that was pretty stupid.
No, don't get me wrong. Like your teammates weren't anything special this game. Here is something I want to point out, right? This is a mistake like most Valorant players make regularly, which is like
Mhm.
overextending. So you saw your Reyna die there, and oh no, no one else, as far as I remember, dies this round. Yeah, your chamber gets the kill, and then you push the sage. It's whatever. But a lot of these rounds, that what's happening is as you guys are playing, you're getting really confident, and there's a very fine balance between being confident and foolishly pushing an angle and getting yourself killed. Because the reason why I tell you you're the best player on your team, and I'll explain that a bit further ahead when I see you do certain mistakes that I've done as well as whilst I was climbing, is you always want to make sure that if there's ever a clutch situation, you're the one that's alive clutching, okay? You will win, and you'll feel like you'll win so many more games if you're always either you and someone else clutching or just you, because putting faith in your teammates is something that's very risky and it'll never reward you, right? So I'll point that out when it's happening.
Okay.
But yeah, this one was really good. You guys get the kills, whatever. This is your first case of getting tilted because I hear you saying that you're annoyed that you're not hitting your shots. Dude,
Yeah,
this game is
my my aim felt really bad. I don't know.
it's really
I did not feel like it was good.
it's super unpredictable. You could have a day where you're actually just aiming perfectly and you're missing a lot. Moving on. So, this is an interesting thing. What I see you doing a lot is on bonus rounds or half by rounds, what you do is you get a sheriff and a light shield, right? I used to do this as well, or I'd stick with my ghost and a light shield, but I've figured that the more this game goes on, the more people realize that round two, it's better to force whether you're winning or losing. So your best bet is actually to grab a Spectre. I was gonna ask, how comfortable do you feel using other guns besides the AR and the Sheriff?
The guns I'm pretty comfortable using are honestly, it's gonna sound funny, but my most comfortable guns are probably Sheriff, Vandal, and Guardian, and then after that probably comes Phantom, and then probably Spectre or Stinger.
Alright, what we're gonna add to that is I want you to get really comfortable using the Classic, the Bucky, and the Marshall, okay? Because these are going to be guns that, as Jets specifically, they're going to be the ones that you want to pick up quite a lot.
I
Um,
think I picked up a Marshall here, didn't I?
yeah, you
Uh,
did. But, so, like, this is the point I was going to bring up. So, whilst you kept your Sheriff and you forced the Marshal, you'd have been better off forcing a Spectre here. And this is more to do with your team per se, rather than something you did specifically. If I just skip ahead to the round start, you see a lot of the time, the Razor you're playing against is playing super aggressive. She's either chucking
right.
her nade through there, or she's pushing into you guys, right? Usually, as you climb up, what you'll have is instead of the Raze pushing that door, you'll have a chamber playing there, and that's the angle
Yeah,
you need to watch
yeah.
out for, right?
That's what. Yeah, yeah. That I played a chamber against that angle a lot.
Yeah, but here you've got the
Uh,
Raze using the nade that's pushing you guys back. One thing you should never do against the Raze nade is you should never do what the Sky did, and that's what I mean. This is more to do with your teammates. And unless, yeah, look, you can hide behind a wall, don't run away from it because it's more likely for it to hit you. If you had a Spectre here or a Stinger instead of a Marshal, what you guys should have done is use that opportunity to push up through main as a 5. In low elo, overwhelming, specifically gold, right? If you want to get out of gold really quickly, every game you have to convince your team to overwhelm the defenders. Because one person doesn't really know how to hold site effectively. I know this is a bit of a hit at your elo, but I don't mean it like that. I can see you
oh,
climbing
it's
very
fine.
quickly. You need to convince your team that so long as you guys are pushing 1 point as a 5, you're taking out any traps or anything, and you're playing just just a bit smart, you will take site every time. Because what's happening is you and one more person. I think it's probably you and the chamber if I remember correctly.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
push out main, which is good. Well, the chamber died here, but you and the Reyna push out main, and then what was it? You find the cipher in the trap, right?
Yeah, I realized that as soon as the second trap went up, I was like, he's 100% ratting in here. I didn't realize it after the first trap so much, but the second that second one went up, I think you could even hear me say he's definitely in there.
Yeah, so you got it. You saw the trap, you reacted to it very good. The only thing I'd say is like you should naturally assume he'd be playing there because of the position of the trap. This is where like I'm talking about teaching you game sense, right? So you had the game sense there to realize where the Cypher was playing based on his utility, right? What you should have instantly figured out was that if he's playing that close, he'd have a shotgun. And once again, I'm bringing it back. If you had a Stinger or a Spectre, you'd feel more comfortable playing here. And to follow up on that, what's happening here is you and the KO's fault here, I'll give you credit, is you're getting stuck out main. I don't see, and I don't think anyone is on site here. Because you'll see the Sage walls across, if I remember correctly, the Sage does a wall somewhere around here, and you guys, yeah, there you go, the Sage walls across, and now you guys can't get onto site, right?
Wait, really? We had that site for free?
You had the site for free. Judging on
Wait,
what the
why?
because you
Wait,
killed the
why
Cypher.
was there no one there? Yeah, but like,
Look,
damn, it's a, I
yeah,
guess I'm just confused
yeah.
on
So,
how they didn't get there faster.
well, if you think about it, the Raze was playing. So if I bring it back a bit, you know the setup already. You know Cypher plays main. You know Raze plays door because that's what they did round
Right.
one.
Right.
So once you kill the Cypher, what do you know is immediately going to happen? You're not going to have to worry about Cypher cam, and you're not going to have to worry about Cypher traps. If I see you use your dash on the Cypher to kill him with the shotgun, whatever,
Yeah.
there's no one else on site now. You saw your... If you look on the map, your Reyna died in sand to the molly. Saw that?
No, you're good. You're good.
Awesome. So here, once again, you played this okay, but let me just think. Wait. Right. So site is clear. I know it doesn't seem like it because you're thinking, oh, Reyna or Brimstone could be playing site, right? As you'll see later in the game, which is why I'm 100% sure site is clear right now, Brimstone likes to play drop a lot. Reyna was holding B and so was Sage. And what the biggest giveaway that site was clear is, no one's peeking you aggressively. You'll see that the Cypher was peeking you aggressively in round 1, and in gold people love to ego peek. So if you stand here this much time, and no one's peeking you aggressively, then the only place they can be is off-site. Right?
Right.
I guess the only person that could be on site is the Brimstone because of the way the thing is smoked off. But there I just imagine he just smoked that in case someone was pushing drop. But there you go. So if I pull it back just a bit, on the map you see the Reyna flash is there, meaning the Reyna's currently playing out main. And Sage was probably playing out main as well because the wall comes across to A so they can get on site.
Yeah.
So you had sight for free basically here. Obviously the KO blinds you and you can't push it. Had he used his blinds correctly, he would have been able to take sight. But yeah, it's just unfortunate lost round. Yeah.
This one I just couldn't hit the Marshall shot.
Yeah, this is what I mean about the Spectre. Like, the Spectre would have been able to get you a better 1v1 here. So, second round, if you win pistol round, I always recommend Spectre heavy armor.
Okay.
It's very unlikely that you will use those guns, especially if you're confident with playing with them. So, once again, this round, you're forcing a Sheriff with light armor or heavy armor, one or the other.
Yeah. My teammates had no money. I think I just bought a full
Yeah, so
Sheriff.
Because you lost the last round, what I recommend is trying to... If you can't talk your team into doing anything, just do it yourself. Do your own thing. A lot of people say, oh, I can't get my team to communicate with me, or my team's not giving comms, my team's not listening to me. If your team genuinely refuses to listen to good advice, mute them if they're getting toxic to you. If not, be the best player you can be. If you know that you need the money, and with your capability in aiming, in gold especially, you know you can carry this game. So here, I'd say if you desperately want to take armor, I'd say go Frenzy Light Armor. Don't go for a Sheriff, especially because the Frenzy Spray will actually win against ARs in specific scenarios. So Frenzy's always a if you lose the second round, Frenzy's always a good buy.
What, just a question, what's wrong with my Sheriff buy here?
So a Sheriff is expensive, man. It's just pricey. Let me see. You've got 1,700. If
Yeah,
you lose
I would have enough for next, I believe. I think I had 4,300 with this buy.
Did I go too far ahead here? Let me just see. Yeah, even if you like had enough for next, yeah, but you get more value, if you get what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
So like even getting a Sheriff money you take out. I guess if you can force a sheriff, it's once again it's the balance between high risk and high reward, right? So I'm not trying to take away from your ability to play the game. Once again, I will say this over and over again. Your aim is really good. So here's where the nitty-gritty comes, right? You have high risk, high reward, because you got to keep in mind that the sheriff doesn't actually have a 100% first shot accuracy. Neither does the frenzy, but the frenzy is more likely to win against the spectre than a sheriff. Especially here, the Raze knows you bought a sheriff. She knows she can just push into you guys. She knows she can play aggressive because she's got the spectre, right?
Right.
As well as this is a mistake you and your friend have made, and I know it's counterintuitive because I just said you're the best player on your team, but you and Chamber here should have paid attention to the fact that your entire team is going to be and played off them. Like, I know you guys are very confident in your ability to play, but even though you're drawing attention from the enemy team, your teammates actually take sight. So had you played with them here, you might have been able to help them either get more kills or maybe even potentially win the round. So it really...
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I probably should have gone with them. My only thought process on this, which I guess now I realize is wrong, was I was hoping that one of them that died last run would have like a Vandal, and I was hoping I'd get ego peeked, and I don't know, I was just hoping I would an aim duel and be able to pick up a Vandal, but that's pretty clearly not what happened.
Yeah, so do you see what I mean about like certain times where you're making the wrong decision on the wrong play? It's not inherently
Yeah.
like you're not making things that are completely screwing you over. It's just small mistakes here and there. Yeah. Let's see. Moving on. You have a lot. You have some nice rounds in here. Once again, okay. This time you made the right call. You're pushing with your team. Going well. So, one thing that's really important in this game, right, is utility. Because although guns are the way you get kills, in a lot of cases, fishing for utility is really good. So, you pulled out the Sage Wall here. Reyna blinds for you, and you get to kill Heaven, is what happens. Because he ego peeks you and you spray him down, right? Yeah, you got the Sage. You got the Sage there. You get peeked
Yeah,
there.
no.
Okay. After you get that kill, you and the Reyna should have immediately ran onto site. No hesitation. Let's see what happens, because I don't remember. Yeah, see? You, Reyna, and KO should all be going up into Heaven onto site right now. You win the round anyways, but you're putting your team at risk because, as I said, you're the best player on your team. Spike isn't even down, but you're already pushing into spawn and the Cypher kills you here.
Yeah, I got just destroyed by the Cypher.
Yeah, so this is what I mean about game sense. If you had thought about what your option select is, right? The enemy Sage screws over her Raze by walling off main. Sky is being an idiot. I don't know why he's pushing into the Sage. He's risking losing the round. You, Reyna, and KO have sight for free now. This is all you guys have to do, is either you go up to Heaven with them and you play for time, or what you should have done is you should have smoked off Jen and then started heading towards this area right here. I can't see the name of it on the map.
Canteen?
Canteen, yeah. So if you headed Canteen here, you might have ended up behind the Cypher, or you might have caught a bit of a healthier angle for his rotate. But do you see how you're hesitating?
Yeah.
If you want to climb really quickly, you just need to get rid of that hesitation, especially in gold. Once again, no, not terrible decision, just not the right one.
No, okay. This is no. I mean, I agree. It was a wrong decision. The only thing is, I during the course of the game, I know you realized it, and I picked it up now that I'm watching, but I did not like think about the fact that Cypher and Raze were A players. So once everyone else was dead, I could have just ran. I still was trying to clear things.
Yeah.
Like
So
at this point.
yeah, so this is why it's important to watch your VODs over or to think about fixing the mistakes on the spot. If you find it hard to like sort of balance focusing on the last round but also thinking about how you can improve it in the future, recording VODs and watching them over is really good. That's the way I stop myself from tilting nowadays, because a lot of the times where I have matches where I'm just not landing any shots, I just watch the VOD over, and it turns out the gods of Valorant aren't against me. I just can't aim because I'm shit, right? Did you get a here is the question.
I think I might have got the Sage to the right, but I'm not entirely. Yeah, I think I got a Sage who was hiding in the right corner of the back or like that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a kill. Tell me, what was your plan after you killed the Sage? I want to hear it from your perspective, and then I'll tell you what I would have done.
I think I was gonna head up to clear tower, and then I was gonna try to get plant down.
All right, reverse the order of that, and you've got what you should have done there. Your KO's altered. He's down. His time is running out, and Reyna's already heading tower. So why are you guys playing tower together?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I guess there was no. I don't know. I didn't really think about the Reyna in this moment. I just kind of thought about myself. I wanted to clear out tower, and then once I knew tower was clear, I would try to get plant, like whoever was the spike to plant it.
Yeah. So you got to keep in mind, and everyone's guilty of this. I do it. Trust me, even Radiants do it. The aim of Valorant. Obviously, you climb more if you get more kills, but you won't climb at all if you don't win the game. When on attack, your first priority is to get spike down. Once you're on site, whether you've gotten a kill or not, you've taken space for your team playing Jett. The team is on site. Once spike is down, then you can go and make mistakes, if you get what I mean.
Right.
So, if you can help get spike down, not plant it yourself, unless your team is being very, very sure that they don't want to play around spike, don't plant the spike. 9 out of 10 times, your teammates won't watch you and you will die, and that's exactly what happens in a few rounds, and I'll show you. Thankfully, you don't die here, but, well, the Reyna revived the KO. If you guys, revived the KO sooner, he would have gotten the plant now faster. And once the enemy team that's on defense has to deal with the spike, they're now on a clock. And whenever anything is timed, it puts people under pressure. As an attacker, you've got a whole 2 minutes to think about what you want to do. You're chilling up until the last 15 seconds. But as a defender, the second spike is down, you will see a lot of people will panic and start to make mistakes. Here, the Raze altered you. You are the biggest counter to Raze in this game right now. Because all you need to do to counter the Raze is to updraft once. So why are you running away? Like, it works out in your favor, and I feel like you were baiting for your chamber here, which is really smart. But in a few rounds, let me see if I can actually just bring it straight up because you're diffusing. Where is it? It's something that really stuck with me because there we go. I literally just saw it happen. Right here. This clip, you could have won this. You could have won this so easily. You're playing, so okay. Before you already know what happens, but when you're
Yeah,
here,
I remember. I remember this. I thought I realized it too. I had my dash popped when I watched it back. I had my dash popped on this.
all right. So I want you to tell me right now in this position what information you have guaranteed.
The Cypher's playing on site.
Okay. Anything else?
Just from here. I
Yes.
mean, Praise is probably there. Spike is down, right? So
What's the one key thing that you're missing that the game will always tell you?
what, we have numbers?
Raze has her ultimate.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So when you see where the spike is planted, the first thing you should notice is that you can't updraft, right? And
Right.
seeing as they have a Cypher, he's probably trapped somewhere. So as you're heading off, what you do, and I don't blame you for this, if your teammates were reliable, you could have won this round. You go and naturally you start wanting to defuse the spike, you get caught by a wire, and you've got your dash up, right? Now,
Right.
where your game sense come into play is Raze has her ultimate, you get tagged by the wire. The first thing you should do here is you flick and you take out the wire because you don't want to get stunned and you can't break it by dashing or updrafting, so you're cutting down your movement. The second you hear that Raze ultimate pop, you also hear her running heaven. So what you should have done here is let go of Spike, take out Cypher Trap, dash out, kill the Raze, and then resume defusing. I'm assuming you wanted to get it to half for your team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you remember what I said about the fact that you're the best player on your team?
Yeah.
This is how you climb. This is the decision making you should be making, and what I was bringing it back to the bad decisions you've made in this game. Once again, It's not bad. Your thought process wasn't wrong. If you had teammates you could trust, you could have won this round. And in fact, the only reason you lose it is because of the KO's position. If he pushed out and killed the Raze as she was mid-air, you would have had more of a chance at winning this round. But he stalls, the Raze has time to think about what she wants to do, then he gets the kill later. Your teammates aren't playing one defuse, one attack. Once again, bringing it back to your teammates are the worst players you've ever played with. So this play in particular, it wasn't very good decision making on your behalf. Always remember, you want to keep yourself alive as much as you can. Once again, yeah, that's a good use of your jet dash. This is what I want to bring with you. You use your jet dash very passively. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
So here you used it correctly. A lot of the time what will happen is you're peeking at... It's not bad. You actually get 2 kills there. That's huge. A lot of the times you'd use your jet dash, peek into someone, and dash away from the site. That's not good. The only time you should be dashing away is if you're fighting an operator and you miss your first pop shot and you don't want the operator to trade you. But this is a really good round for you. You get the 4k, your team gets the kill on the Reyna and you win the round. Right? You did really good. You're nice 4k, well played. You pretty much guaranteed the victory for your team. Next round, moving on. This is what I mean, right? So you want... you remember how I said like it's really difficult to get your team to do what you want? People respond well if you sound confident. Even if they don't like you, if it sounds like you know what you're talking about, they will listen to you. So here, what you should have said is, let's spray the wall, wait for Sage slow, rotate. Why? You've just taken out the most powerful stopping ability in the game, which is Sage's wall. You've stolen one of her slows, and you're now confusing the enemy team because they thought you were going to push as you break the wall. It's that split-second decision-making, you know? Like, you've always got to be thinking here, what are my options? Well, I can updraft the dash onto site, but wait, the wall looks like it's a bit off. Maybe the Sage is hiding behind the wall. We know Cypher's been playing B on defense this entire time. Maybe Cypher's got traps up. Well, Cypher's also playing A. He's using the one-way. What if I, here, go under, try get a kill Arcade, and help my team from drop push onto A side, right? Like, you've got to think of ways to bait the enemy team. Like, those were all possible things you could have done. If you even wanted to, and you were very, like, certain that you could win on B, what happens here? If I remember correctly, this isn't the round where it happens, but you take down the wall one round, you push out, you push the same angle twice, the Sage slows you, and she kills you twice in the same position. This is where you get pushed from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get the trade on the person pushing from behind. Nice.
I think I got the raise, and then this right now I just had to judge. So.
Okay, so what do you know so far about the map? Just
we lost Spike on Arcade.
okay. Anything else?
Let's see. Sage has a res, and Brim also has his ult, but I would be thinking about Sage's res more.
Yes. So good job. But Brim doesn't have his ult right now, but he gets his ult from an orb.
Never mind. It was a little bit glitchy. I thought at least on my screen it looked like Brim had his ult too, but Sage, yeah, I'd be concerned about the Sage res.
Right. So what you're not concerned about in this clip, as I'll show you right now, is about the Sage res.
I think in the moment I just didn't think of who she'd res. 2 died flank. I don't know where the other person died.
Yeah, but if you seeing as you, I don't know if you press tab right now. If you do it, I'll pause it and show you. You've got to think about what a priority target is. There you go, right? So I even knew you pressed tab at some point here. There we go. So what would be priority reses for the Sage right now?
The 2 flankers, but mostly Reyna.
Mostly Reyna. Who does she res?
I don't remember, if I'm being honest.
She reses the Reyna.
Probably Reyna, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So once again, this is what I'm talking about building game sense. It's you can pull out a lot of information just from like the way you do your pressing tab and looking at the enemy team's performance. So this is an instance where you pressing tab could have helped you, but you know, it goes 50-50. One other mistake you did is you put faith in your Skye. You are the best player on your team, man. I will hammer this into you every single session we have. Why are you putting faith in your Skye, who you flamed in this video for being bad, if you know she's bad? Like, I'm sorry, but what were you thinking?
My I don't know how else to win the round. My thought was if I wrapped, I'd be able to get like another one, maybe
Okay,
two, but
you gotta kill her on Sage, right? You have
yeah.
18 seconds. You are out of time. So,
Yeah.
what you do next is instead of like playing super aggressive and throwing off, you are hesitating. So, let's think back about this round and what you could have done different, right? You know Spike is on its own out arcade. So your options are either you push out main with your Skye together so you can take sight and go into heaven, or go straight into arcades through that gap there, or you flank around with the Skye and take a risk taking a crossfire angle from arcade. You are letting your Skye, who was 1 HP, go by herself, expecting him to do, to actually be able to survive. And although you get the kill for yourself, which is really good, you end up having to save because there's no way to win the round. Once again,
Okay.
if you can't get your team to listen to you, you have to play around them. If you can get your team to listen to you, then that's great. Then you'll probably win. So like you said, if this guy had just waited, played a bit more passive, actually listened to your call out, you might have had the chance at winning.
What should I have done here? I think that's what I was gonna ask you, because my thought was like if the Sky just like I don't know, used two flashes, a dog, something to just stall for time, I could have gotten maybe more than just the Sage.
But do
But
you
I wasn't.
but do you know that this guy has two flashes and a dog?
I mean, I don't, but I don't remember her using any utility up until this point.
Well, yeah, but so mistakes that are happening. Skye is going off by herself, not communicating anything. Standard mistake. The real issue I'm having is, whilst your plan wasn't inherently wrong, you know that the Sage is looking for a res, and you're right on top of a place you could have resed. What you could have done is, instead of going all the way around, you could have held the angle to your left. Why? Because the Sage would assume, seeing as the Brimstone will kill the Skye there, that you're not there anymore, that you've left. So you might have gotten lucky, killed the Sage, and then it would have been a 2v1 against the Brimstone. Or you would have played around your Skye. Your Skye is shift walking under. They're probably not watching Spike, and as you see, the Sage, as soon as the Sage hears you dash out, that's why she goes to res. This is where I'm putting the dots, right? So Sage hears you dash, she knows you're not there anymore, goes to res the Reyna right as you get to A.
Wait, she heard me dash?
She heard you dash.
Oh, well, this plan was fucked to begin with then. Because
Yeah.
if she knows I'm dashing, then she's gotta know I was rapping, right?
Okay, so this is what, like, I'm gonna help you see, visualize the map, right? Think about
Right.
how your enemy would play this. If you were the Sage right now, where would you be sitting? There's 3 places you could tell me, that 4 places in total that she could be sitting. 2 are very obvious, 2 not so much.
Maybe she's behind dice. Or she's, I think, more likely because of how she's played. I think she's sitting around the corner, like on the right. Yeah.
Yes, so if I was Sage in this spot, and I had my res up, I wouldn't be looking to res my Cypher, especially because I'm an ego player. I want to res one of my good teammates, so I'm playing somewhere close. Even if she isn't playing close, she's just gonna beeline for the Reyna and the Raze. Because that's what the Sage is gonna do. Cypher probably died somewhere, God knows where. She's just gonna beeline for the 2 people that are close to her. Your second option would have been to follow the Skye and to play from arcade. Let me see if I can actually pinpoint what angle she dies from. So you're here. You took a long time to get there. Whether you were running the entire time or shift walking, Fracture is a really big map when you're trying to loop around people. Whether she dies from heaven. Expected, she was low, but she also wouldn't have had a chance. Because chances are, the Reyna's either playing on side, so she tried to push. Even if she got the spike, she would have died from Brimstone as she was running onto side, or she would have just gone up rope and died anyways. But if you were playing with the Skye, because you know you can kill him there, because you literally did it a few rounds ago. So here, if you played around your Skye like the babysitter and looked out for her so she doesn't just kill herself, you might have stood a chance at winning the round. Once again, small mistake, but I'm trying to help you see your options, right? Valorant, as its core, is about getting the spike to explode or stopping it from exploding and making split-second decisions. And what I've learned is a lot of the times when you don't commit to your decision, even if it's good, even if it's bad, it will go wrong. So if you decided, fuck it, I'm gonna go balls of steel, I'm gonna dash onto side, I'm gonna fuck up the enemy team, right? If that was your decision and you wholeheartedly believe it, you would have probably gotten that. Because you made the decision, you're focused, you're not doubting yourself, right? So long as you believe in the decision you're making and you're committing to it, you'd win way more rounds. So here, you are committed to looping over, right? What you should have done is said, Skye, wait for me. I know you said it, but just be very stern, like a dog. Sit, right? Said, I got this. You kill the Sage here, because she would have pushed this angle either way. And then you just go guns blazing, take your ult out, and run to see where the Reyna and the Brimstone are.
Yeah.
It's all about having confidence in your decision making, but you gotta make them super quick. What happened here was just unfortunate. The Skye flashes, no call out. She flashes too deep here. If you guys want to push like that, and once again, decision making. What information do you know as soon as the round starts?
That's why I sat back. I knew that they were gonna nade or throw a boom bot out of there, and they were gonna push up. That's why I tried to wait. I think I even calmed it, like, let's wait for the utility and the put.
You did.
But I don't know.
So your comm is good, but you waited in the wrong place. What you should have done is waited up here with your team. Because you're the entry fragger, if you die, you're more like if you play an aggressive angle, you're more likely to get away with it. So your KO dies here. Yeah, your Skye trades the Reyna, but if the Reyna peeked into 3 of you instead of 1 of you, she wouldn't have gotten the kill in the first place. So that's the first minor mistake that you made. Either. So here, good wallbangs. If you were lucky, you might have killed the Raze here. But I don't know why your Skye is pushing into a angle like that. The right decision to make is Skye and you take rope, you go push together with your team for a drop, or if you don't want to go drop anymore, you tell your team, hey, we're going B now, you rotate to B, or the third option is you wait, you don't make any noise, hang outside A main, wait for your teammates to get on site and to kill the Raze from behind. So this is just a bad decision on the Skye. Your follow-up isn't bad, you were trying to trade out your teammate, unfortunate round, that's the final bit. So this round, yeah. So break the Sage Ball. You're not playing aggressive enough. You are not playing aggressive enough. You have Jet Ultimate. You have 100% accuracy whether you're standing still. And these guys ain't about to flick you out of the air. Once you see the wall go up, you should have popped your first tick of the flash, updrafted, dashed onto side, left click, right click someone. Look at where your teammates are. Look at how much space they've taken. You see how much... Think of your teammates as mosquitoes, right? They're just flies. They're a distraction for the enemy team. And the second that distraction takes the enemy team's attention, that's when you strike and kill them. So you've got the Chamber who, unless he's underground, is already going into the spawn. Let me just see what he does. No, he's underground, okay. But you've got the KOs pushing onto site. I don't know why he's pushing onto site, not looking at generator. That's not a very good idea. Here, nice shot. 2 nice shots. Well played. You're doing this correctly. You've taken those 2 shots. You're pushing to keep them from rotating. You've got Spike down. Overall, this is just a really good round. You played this very well. You saw the Raze. Checking behind you. Nice. Good. Yeah, so just the overall, very nice shots. Very good round. You played it correctly. Anything to add? Just play a bit more aggressive. Just play a bit more aggressive. That's all I have to add. You should either always be the first person to get a kill or the first person on site. One or the other. But here, you scrutinize him for planting heaven. This isn't bad. What's bad is his next decision. You can use this spot, but you have to commit to it. He's got 2
No,
flashes. He should be. I can't remember if it was you or your friend. What he should be doing is playing against the spike and pop flashing on top of the spike as he hears the rays moving in. Once he pop flashes over the spike here, he can peek out, get a kill on both of them. So I know I'm coaching you, but I'm just showing you what bad decision making is right now.
wait, you told me this could have actually worked?
Yeah.
Like the plans?
Yeah, he could have won this so easily. He has so many options here. That he literally, them two, they're playing around here somewhere. They don't know he rotated. They have no fucking idea. Even if he wanted to play main, where is he going? Like, what was he thinking? He gets spiked down, and then he pushes all the way into, like, just outside of spawn? While Spike is on site? No! He wastes his molly instead of playing post plant. I don't know why he... Why did he use his molly? He's already used there, so he didn't have it to begin with, but he's got 2 flashes. So instead of playing around that angle and the flashes, he goes into spawn. Mate, I'm sorry, but the second you see the Cypher trap, you're fucked. Another thing he could have done is he used that trap to push into sand, because now the Cypher won't hit if he pushes into sand or not. But like I said, literally, do you see what the mistake he made? He did now, right?
He has no line of sight on the spike, really.
Yeah. So what will happen
And
is Sage takes site.
it's not even planted corner. That's the worst part, I think, is he didn't even plant it. Like, you know how you can plant in the very corner?
Yeah, so
You know what I mean? Yeah, he didn't even plant in the very corner. He planted that in a way where it's really hard to wallbang that.
even if he planted it right where my cursor is, he could have pop flashed the corner even better. He did not think this ran through.
What
So-
would you have done? Because my thought would have been I would have planted for drop. Like, I would have planted in the open and then gone drop.
That's not bad. Probably, I don't think I would have won this round either. Well, it depends. Are we comparing to me playing against Golds or me playing against Ascendants? If I'm playing against Ascendants, they would have played this a bit differently. The Ascendants would have had probably one going sand, one going drop. The guy drop would draw my attention and I'd die from sand, even if I played like the heaven angle. If I was KO here, I would have done exactly what I've said. Spike down, move slightly slightly back, and just pop flashed over the wall. Or use my flashes by bouncing it off... Where is it? This wall right here, the wall with the sign on it.
Right.
And then the flash would have fallen right in front of both of them. I peek, I get the kill. If I only get one, I hide, I pop flash again, I peek, and I get the second kill. He also used his dagger way too early. And he didn't use it deep enough. If he wanted to get a better dagger, he should have thrown it against this wall. It would have covered deeper into spawn and would have gotten everything he got.
My only question is why was that too early? We saw Cypher trap thrown from what's it called, ropes to sand? Is right? How'd you know it's too early? Because I wouldn't have known that.
So the problem with it is not necessarily how early it is he's not getting the maximum he could get out of that.
Okay, fair enough.
Like it, so yeah, he did throw it too early. Once again, it's just down to having a feel for it. Like naturally, you'd want to throw it straight away to make sure no one's gonna peek you. But if you're already chucking the dagger there, they're gonna shoot it down. A better thing he could have done is, like I said, chucked it in sand. It would have been a little bit deeper into spawn and still cover the same angles. I know what he was trying to do, but at this current moment, it doesn't make sense for the enemy team to go all the way through spawn when the fastest way to rotate is to go just straight through mid. You know?
Oh, I remember this one. This one was pretty dumb.
Once again, you're playing by yourself without your team. Common reoccurrence. Everyone does it. Which is really odd how you died to the Reyna, because the Reyna rotated off spawn. But yeah, once again, do you remember what I said about you sometimes jittering, sometimes standing still? This is one of those moments where you were standing still.
What? Wait, was I actually? Can I see real quick?
So like you peek out and you stop. You tried to strafe, but by the time you started strafing, the Reyna had already killed you, basically.
I just want to watch this back. Yeah, you're right. I was still for too long.
Ah, I remember what happens. You trade your teammate and you die to the Sage hiding behind the box.
For this, I was like 80% certain I heard a footstep. Now I don't know what I heard, but I was like 80% certain I heard someone on drop.
Oh, wrong round. I mean, you died from behind, so you did hear someone. But here, once again, hesitating. You're playing Jet. Bro, you should be dashing at these losers so hard. Once again, you get a kill, instead of dashing towards rope to get onto site. Look at where your Sky is. Look at where your Reyna is. Why are you dashing away from them? Like, I know it's easy for me to say this to you now because you were in the game then, but you use the passive dash when you know Reyna's playing Jenny, so she has no way to peek you without risking dying by your Reyna in the Sky. And instead of going up to heaven to join them on site, you dashed away. So, you're playing passive, Cypher comes from behind, pop up, you die. There you go.
Whatever.
Okay, here, the Reyna teaches you a very important lesson, and that's the difference between having 15 shots and 6. So you gotta keep in mind that the only time you really want to be buying a Sheriff on pistol round is if you're playing long range angles. So you're playing close enough to where this angle here, it would be a one shot with a ghost from where you're holding if they push you. And obviously you end up dying, not to any direct fault of your own, the shot just wouldn't clip. But once again, it's easier to spam the ghost than it is to spam the Sheriff.
Yeah.
One thing you could have done here is thrown the Reyna off, you hold your dash on for another second, because you see the Reyna's backing away, so I noticed you panic dash a lot. And that's completely normal, it's a natural reaction. But you see how the Reyna has a blind out? There was no reason for you to flash there. Sorry, for you to dash there.
Dash, yeah.
Right? The angle you're holding, while not bad, it's only really going to work for you on Jet, because Jet can get away from it. If you're playing specifically arcade, I'd recommend, if you don't have a character with mobility, playing up top and waiting for someone to tag the orb, or playing behind boxes and waiting for them to run past you by just strafing around the box. One thing I've noticed is, I don't know if you saw my movement and positioning video. I know, it's so fucking greedy talking about my videos during the coaching, but none of your teammates are actually playing on site. There's only one. No one's on site.
No one.
Are you seeing how what I'm saying makes so much sense?
Yeah, no, I agreed. When I saw that video, I fully agree. I don't like play Sentinel, but if I did, I don't know. I feel like giving them a free site is not worth it at all.
Once again, you get the kill on the Cypher. You should have had what you should have done is, I've seen a lot of Jets get away with this. You see the box that's immediately to your right.
Yeah.
Because of the distance your updraft has from the ground, the second you hit that box, you will land instantly, which means you can instantly start shooting. So here, you prep your dash before you updraft. Take your gun out, prep your dash. Well, this is where you get the kill on the Cypher, which, by the way, did you not see the Cypher instantly? Like, it took you a second to realize he was there. I don't even know what he was looking at.
I wasn't expecting him to go on his cam in the open, but...
See here, if the Sage was smart, she would have run back. Instead of running into the Reyna, she would have run back and you were dead there. So although it worked out in your favor, I'm trying to show you how this will impact you once you go up. So you updraft on the orange box and then you dash onto site. Or you don't even go on the orange box at all, you just updraft and instantly dash away. Here, once again, you make the same mistake. You're sitting on Spike, you've got dash ready. Bro, don't risk it. I know you wanted to get it halfway, but Spike is not beeping down in the last few seconds. You should only be risking death if it's beeping down in the last few seconds. You also could have dashed to the right to save yourself. I see a free corner there. I know you hit that. You didn't expect to hit the stairs and die, but you had a bit of a safer dash in the other corners.
Yeah, I did. That was just a... But see, I thought Brim might have like a molly, so I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong, but what is if he throws his molly, do we not lose if these guys don't?
He didn't have time.
Okay.
So
see, that's
here,
my timing being bad then.
Here, you need to think about it logically. So I know you had an idea. You know the Brimstone had the ultimate. You knew the second you hit that spike you were gonna get ulted, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that you're doing is you're putting faith in your friend, which is good, because you should always put faith in your friends to keep the friendship. But you're putting faith in your Reyna, and your Reyna hasn't really shown the capability to clutch rounds this entire game. She's currently using a judge, and it's only working because it's gold, right? So you know for a fact that you need to put faith in yourself. So here, you got it halfway. You might have been lucky enough to dash in the corner, but the Reyna was literally about to die had the Brimstone not, like, pussied out and just played aggressive. Literally, just have faith that you're the best player on your team. There, if I was you, I'd have been like, Reyna, go defuse the spike, Reyna. And then made her go half and die, and then I would have gotten the kill. I know it sounds super greedy, but when you know you can capitalize on the kills, you're the highest priority.
Okay.
In the same way, in the complete reverse order, if you say, like everyone does, if you happen to have a day where you're just not hitting shots, look at who's carrying you, and literally prioritize keeping that person alive. Start pick up the spike as Jet, pick up the spike as Reyna. Make sure that person is always having the angle watched, because if you keep them alive, they'll carry you. You need to know how to be carried. That's a very important skill to have in this game. Because, like Sova says, if you're not hitting your shots, there's other ways to be useful. Like being a meat shield. But in this game, like I said, top frag, you're the priority target. It's important for you to stay alive. To me, why you use the rope set?
I got caught by Cypher's ultimate, so I mean, I guess just figure he wouldn't expect me to wrap around, and then I could have gone and played with the KO.
You know what flank pressure is, right? And I'm not talking the kind where you get kills, right? So, a thing a lot of players do improperly is they purposefully get caught by flanking tools. And the reason for that is, in high elo specifically, you don't actually need to risk your life when you flank, so long as you just get tagged by something watching an angle from behind. If there's no one to peek you immediately, which there isn't because you just got ulted by Cypher who's on site, you can just make the enemy team be afraid, because when the enemy team is afraid, they make bad decisions. Once again, you're also decreasing your options by doing that. Because before, what you could have done is, well, you could have just pushed from arcade. You told KO chamber, push site now. Get on site. And then the KO and chamber are now risking their lives. They die to the Raze ultimate. They get caught out by Cypher instead of you. You'll drop. You get a nice headshot here. Nice. You get a nice skill there, sorry. Why your Sky died there, I don't know. But here, why are you running?
I didn't mean to pull out my knife there, if I'm being honest.
No, that's not the issue, man. Why are you running into a judge? What were you thinking?
I don't know. I was gonna try to right click him.
I think you missed the right click by quite a bit because you left clicked. But
yeah.
All jokes aside, I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything, but
no, that was just dumb. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So unless you right click there, you should have always played the distance game. If you know the enemy team is using judges, avoid close angles. Quickly, yeah, some nice shots. Brimstone dies here because he's playing on the spike, and you killed the Raze on site. This was a very lucky shot for you, man.
Yeah, very.
But you get the round. Awesome. Good job. Not much to say. Played it well. Actually, can you hear the Reyna coming out, though? Because if you can hear her coming out, then...
No, there's no audio. Like, I can't hear. Oh, I hear it. No, I don't know why. Let me just see if I can up the stream volume. Alright, yeah, here. I have it turned to max.
There you go. You just held it open the door. So this is on you.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking there's no way you don't hear the door open now. So I'm sorry, but this one's on you.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But then again, there's a lot going on. You were thrown off by the KO flash and your dash sound. So can't hold you too accountable for it. Shit happens. The other thing that tells you Reyna isn't with them and Reyna is behind you is you see, let's see, who dies here? Brimstone, Sage dies.
And Brim, I think they both die.
No, yeah, Sage and Brim are dead. You saw the Brimstone and the Cypher go on the site. You even saw the Cypher run back and come forward. So you know the Reyna isn't there. So that's the second piece of information that could have told you the Reyna's behind you. Was your chamber full health? If your chamber yeah, so this is your chamber's fault as well, because if he had another gun, because he sees the Reyna here. Oh, he's reloading. What a fool. What a fool.
Wait, I want to watch this through.
Look, right, he takes the shots. Why are you reloading an Odin, my guy? He fired like 30 bullets. He look, he reloads. He kills you first, and then kills your friend. My guy.
Bro, thanks.
It's gonna sound really weird, but what you should have done is shot the Reyna flasher, then shot the Reyna, because she was like, what's the word I'm looking for? Tunnel visioning. She was tunnel visioning sights so hard she had no idea you were shooting. That was a free kill on the Reyna for you there. If I remember correctly, yeah, you clutch up this round again. No way the Cypher kills you here.
No, I think I specifically went to go get him, and I...
Yeah, you're holding Spike. Good job. Good round. All in all, very nice shots. So you can see the fact that you've got the skill. There you go. You did exactly what I told you to do. Unfortunate death. Prepped dash, updraft, dash onto site. Use that. Learn how to abuse that, and you're gonna climb out of gold faster than you can imagine.
I don't feel like I'm very good at doing it. Like draft dashing over Sage Wall.
Practice. Do it in unrated. Do it in ranked. Even if you die and your teammates flame you, tell them to fuck off.
Okay. I mean, in that case, I think I would have got it because I had knives. If I had more health, but...
I'd say do it even with the regular gun. Most people will panic the second they see a jet. It takes a very calm person to shoot a jet out of the sky.
I don't know what this...
Nice shot. Good job. You've got Spike.
Yeah.
And you saw your Reyna. You saw Reyna running. Oh, it was the Reyna you killed. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what do you... I think they left Spike up there. That's my guess. And he got it, and I just killed him with it again.
Okay, you see Spike. Cypher trap. You've got such a clear line of sight with Spike here. There's no way you use it. You lose it. Yeah, good job. You played that very well. I was gonna say good job. You kept line of sight of Spike. You changed the angle. Very nice round.
Yeah, I got destroyed by this because I really, honestly did not expect this at all. Okay, I think Reyna swings me up top. Yeah.
You get traded, you push out, and you die to the Sage behind the wall.
Yeah, I did not like. Okay, my thought process might be bad, but I assumed the reason the Reyna swung was because there was nobody watching drop, right? So I thought I'd be okay, but I mean, I got fucking destroyed by this Sage. It was just sitting there.
You had no way of knowing, so this is just a well-executed play. Even I wouldn't have seen this. I think the only mistake you made was okay, so there you go. You need to be very like paying a lot of attention to pixels in this game. So you have a 2-second period right here where you've already seen the Sage right now.
Yeah.
So this is why I mean, like, so this is the third thing you have to improve on. You have to improve on recognizing the outline of enemies, because it's caught you out twice in this game. Not a lot, but if you saw that little pixel of the Sage down there, you should have been able to kill her. And it's not the first time, because you actually see her twice before she starts shooting at you. It's a good play, though, because when you saw the Sage orb, that's what threw me off here. The Sage orb is coming from around here.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't expect anyone there, because... Like, if they're throwing an orb there and the Reyna's already swung, like, I had some anticipation someone was gonna swing there, but that's why I totally thought it'd be clear, was, because they threw a Sage orb and then Reyna swings to make sure no one, I don't know. Maybe I could have known by the fact that Sage walled it, right? So...
Even then, as most Sages will just wall and run away. So everyone, that's the end of the coaching video. I hope you've enjoyed the content. As always, remember to like, share, and subscribe with anyone. And if you'd like to find out more about coaching, you can always add me on Discord, as well as check out my Fiverr page. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.